Hey everybody, Dylan here. Just gonna run through the fish room. Just start with the Mbuna. I just did an Mbuna update. So I'd like to run through a couple of my tanks, the planted tanks that is. It seems I always start here in the bedroom. That girl. Alright, here we go. And we're off. Haven't really documented many things down here in this tank in some time. But check out Mojo. His tank's looking great. I like how this moss has kind of wrapped itself around this Anubias root here. I mean, I didn't design it like that. The moss, I thought the moss would grow and kind of come down on the right-hand side of that driftwood, but it's kind of attached itself to the Anubias root here, and it looks like it's kind of growing down like that. What's that, Mo? Really love this tank. It's just well established. Plants are growing great. Everything's golden in it. Check this out. Not too many people love this stuff, but I did. Look at the BBA on the intake tube. I mean, I'm cool with it. That's just fine as far as I'm concerned. The water clarity is crystal. The plants are doing what they need to. To me, that looks great, you know. Just part of, you know, the ecosystem, the habitat here. That's really been my goal for all my tanks, is to really get a well-established system in all these tanks, so that the plants will grow nice, and it'll be easier to, you know, to find the balance between them. A lot of duckweed up here. Let's go next door. I bent down this piece of wisteria. I told you guys that. Check out this runner that's growing off of the piece I bent down. And I got this piece growing up here on the surface that has a couple of runners coming off it. I mean, they're growing very well. I wanted to kind of chop this piece off so I could put it in the Brashati tank. Not sure what I'm going to do. I kind of like the way it looks, kind of up there like that. But all my tanks, you know, don't really have a scape to them. More of a jungle, natural, let it grow look, you know. So this is what the Danio Tetra tank's looking like. And I told you I bent this plant over to try to give the lotus a little more light, and it's gotten a little more red, but I haven't seen, you know, too much growth in it. Initially, when I saw the most growth out of it, the leaves were getting much larger than they are right now, and just seeing a lot of tiny leaves on there. Same thing with this Apongitone, really not thriving right now, and I think it just doesn't have a spot in the substrate where there's a lot of dirt for it, you know, because there's a very thin layer of nutrients in this small tank. That's how I do it in a 10. And in Mojo's tank, there's no dirt at all, you know. The nutrients come from his waste and the snail waste. But let's keep rolling. This tank, I've been having a hard time keeping a cycle in this because there's only one little tiny Brashati fish in here, and I stuck these plants in here just to kind of grow them out. And today I did a huge water change, like 75%, just to kind of get this tank to be more stable. But it is what it is. He's in there. He's behind that shell down in there. And we keep going. The Danios are getting so big for, you know, 3.5 weeks old. You know, you can really see them. And I'm almost ready to put this filter on. I dropped this filter in here. And the first time I put it on, I saw them kind of being sucked towards it. And I got to it right in time to keep any of them from going up it. I do have a sponge inside of it. So, you know, it's a little preventive measure, but it's not going to keep them from, you know, being stuck to that sponge. So just kind of waiting to get them a little bit bigger, a little bit strong enough so they can swim in the current, because when I tried to put it on initially, they just seemed like even the larger ones just weren't large enough to deal with the flow, the current that the filter produced. But they're getting larger, they really are. Very soon I'll have this filter running, and it'll be a more stable system. The swords are looking great. Check out the new growth on the swords. I mean, that leaves a new growth. I mean, they're acclimating to this tank great. Look at that one coming in there. These two crooked ones I thought would straighten out and do a little better once they got in my tank, but instead they just shot up this new growth right here in the middle, you know? So, cool. I'm cool with it. And we keep rolling. I showed you this tank before, and the Rotala growth had hit the surface, but I trimmed it and evened it out, and it's got a cleaner look, more dense look. You can see that there's really no Rotala that's taller than these swords over here. Clean that part out, and just kind of made it look a little cleaner for them. As you can see, none of them, you know, are almost surface hitting. Thinned out a little bit in this back corner because that's my dead area, just to help with the circulation. But we still get this dense Rotala growth. We just don't have it climbing all the way to the surface. Still evolving, still growing. Love that tank, really do. Now here we go. I'm gonna back into this room with the Brashatis. I got the power head running right now. And I actually love to see the fish in the flow of this power head. Let's see, where are they? Sometimes he hides right in this shell. Not sure if he's in there. Yeah, he's in there. But check out these plants. Even though the power head's kind of blowing them around right now, they're, you know, doing very well. Reaching for the light. I don't have the greatest of light on here, and kind of wanted it to keep that way. But it's maintaining these plants I have in here. Even some of the smaller ones that are, you know, closer to the substrate have new growth on it. So that's cool. I mean, it's a taller tank, 45 gallon tall, and the light does penetrate. I mean, I get about 10, 11 inches between the top of that plant and the surface. So, I mean, it penetrates enough to keep the plants down here growing, and I like that because I'd like for all of them to grow up. You know, with this tall tank, I do like the tall growth. You see, I got some Rotala in here, just like the other tank. But I was really wanting this wisteria to grow up. This is the same wisteria that's in the Danio Tetra tank, the one that's kind of floating across the surface. I thought if I put it somewhere over here, it may fill out the tank. As you can see, there's really no plants kind of in this corner where they've kind of made their home in this slate. But I think that's the only place where it would look good, just because the plants have kind of filled out the rest of the tank. Oh, you coming out, bud? Come out and jump in the filter. The flow is just so much better when I get the power head on. But yeah, looking for that dense, tall growth. Like I said, I might put that little clip in somewhere over in this corner. It's the only place that's really missing something. I did have a smaller piece. It's actually that piece right behind him over there, and I kind of moved it to the middle of the tank to let it get more light. But if I think I put that larger piece of wisteria in that corner, it may do well. I mean, you see the reflection of light off these white shells here. There's decent light down here, you know? So I think I put that larger piece of wisteria kind of draped over those shells. It'll fill the tank out a little more. Let's check this dude out. He's getting so big. He really is. I mean, look at them together. She's still got some size on him because she's growing well in here too. But he's doing so much better in this tank than he ever did in the 20 tall. So happy to have these fish. I'm just going to grow them up, let them live in here, let this tank evolve like I do with all my tanks. And hopefully they colonize. Like I said, oh, I spooked you a little bit. Sorry, bud. But I am leaving this room, so I'm likely to spook you again when I stand up. Oh, there you go. All right. Thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it. Should I head over to the shrimp tank? You guys saw the shrimp tank update. You know it's a mess in here. It always has been. But it's got a couple hundred red cherry shrimp in there, so it's still very cool. Kind of a longer FishRoom update. And now the phone's ringing, so I'm going to say thanks for watching, guys. I definitely appreciate it. You have a good one. Peace.